Hello. Good evening. Happy Valentine's Day. Um, I'm sorry if I'm sounding kind of loud. I was adjusting some audio before this, and I'm notorious for not knowing how to use audio. So, we're trying our best, and I think today's the perfect day to do it because we're not doing a whole lot today. We're just gonna be having a chill art stream for those who, like me, don't really celebrate Valentine's Day too much because I don't need the chocolate. So, um, I hope everyone's doing well in the chat. Um, I have a couple things that I wanted to at least do for the drawing today. I'm taking a look at my screen, so if it looks like I'm closing my eyes, it's because I'm looking down. But I had a couple things that I wanted to work on. I finished like cleaning the line art up for my Genshin impact group, and so maybe I might do the shading for that. But the number one thing that I wanted to work on was I need to draw more stuff for me, like me. So I took it upon myself to do some doodling of my character, and I have like one that I wanted to work on because conveniently enough she's holding heart, or I'm holding hearts, and so I thought that would be perfect to try and do the line art of for Valentine's Day. So the sketch is already done, and because I drew it on paper, so I took a picture of it, and I'm gonna just do the line art over top of that, because we do that sometimes here. So for the audio, I have adjusted some stuff because I'm really trying my hardest to figure out why I'm peaking so much, and trying to equalize my talking voice, which is like a little more quiet, versus like my laugh, which is very breathy and loud. So I'm trying to fix that, and no matter what I do, it's still peaking. Hi, Erkin. Hello, happy Valentine's Day. Howdy. How much work will you corrupt this time? We're hoping none. Cause let me turn down cause funny enough, I accidentally, when I was working on this off screen, like the Genshin group thing off screen, I did it again. Thankfully, it saved like a much earlier file, so I didn't have to redo all that much. Because I was going backwards this time, so but I figured out the reason why, and it was because there's a button on my pen, on my stylus for the drawing pad, and I had accidentally hit it to switch out, because you can switch it to like a pen and an eraser, but really what you can do is you can adjust it to anything. So originally my eraser was my color picker. So while I was working on the pen, I had accidentally pressed it at the same time as it hit the tablet, and it just overwhelmed Krita. And so it then started thinking that I was like color picking and drawing, I think, at the same time. And so it was causing that mess, and so I had to like force quit Krita again. But the good news, okay, well the bad news, I did it again. Because of course I did. The good news is that I know what the issue is now, so I know how to prevent myself from doing that again. So I'm noticing I might be peaking. Am I peaking pretty badly? Because like I said, I've been adjusting the audio a bit, and I didn't realize, I guess my voice projects a lot more than I thought. So I'm gonna turn peaking, like Peaking, for the microphone. So I'm testing some audio to avoid peaking the mic that causes that weird static whenever I'm too loud. That's what I'm trying to fix. So I figured out some ideas, and I'm gonna work on it eventually later. Like I know I keep saying that, but I'm really going to work on it and fix myself for it so I don't peak and you guys can hear me just fine. So I don't really have anything else to say. So I hope I'm sounding okay, like not too loud, not too quiet, not peaking the mic or anything. Um, but sound seems okay to me. Okay, perfect. I have adjusted it so it can boost my quiet talking a little more. Like if I talk a little lower or mumble a bit, it can catch me a little more. The downside to that is that you might be able to hear me clicking the mouse more, or hearing me hit the buttons on the side of my pen a little bit. So I hope that that's not too big of an issue for you guys. And that might affect some of the output audio along the way. And speaking of audio, I'm currently still trying to get some music up. Right now I'm playing demo, but in case we get tired of listening to more demo, because for some reason that's not getting muted, so I'll take it. But I mean, and for some reason, like the copyright free music is getting struck down, because of course it is. But in case we get tired of demo, I'm opening up Pretzel Rocks again. So, we can listen to music. So, I don't, once I get that settled, I don't think I have anything else. So, again, if the music gets too loud or too quiet, I'll just be adjusting it along the way. But today's just gonna be nice and chill. Nothing much. So, nothing too special. Yeah. So, hear you clicking the mouse? That's unacceptable. How dare you? That's so inconsiderate of you. Listen, it's gonna be inconsiderate if I use this stuff and don't figure it out before I, stream another Genshin stream, because then it's gonna be inconsiderate. I'll tell you that right now. I rapid fire click on the mouse. But for now, I think it should be okay. So, did you say you can't act? Listen, I didn't say I couldn't. I'm not the best at it, okay? I'm chorus level good. Like chorus in the musical, or like a extra is probably the word, like one with an extra role or something. I can do that, but if you give me a big role, I struggle, or I overact or something like that. I'll even give an example once I switch the screens and get everything done. So before I do that, I did make a Valentine's thing. I don't have my signature on it, so I didn't post it yet or anything, because it was originally just for my parents, but I loved it so much that I wanted to show everyone else too. So let me switch the screen and then we'll start talking. So let me adjust some of me while I'm looking down, getting ready to work, and then also adjusting everything on my screen here, because I'm a hot mess and didn't prep half of this stuff ahead of time because I was messing with the audio too much. So, let me switch the screen. So, happy Valentine's Day. Originally I made this, like I said, for my parents, but I wanted to show you guys it too, because I was testing out a different art style, like one of those lineless art styles, and it's very quick. Nothing too much, but I'm happy with how this turned out. So, if you're wondering like who the little characters are, they're like, oh, simple and cute. Thank you. So, they're the little characters that I'm working on, for like just some passive stories that I'm working on. I don't have anything set in stone, like these little guys don't even have names yet, but I took inspiration off of these stuffed animals that we always have out on Christmas, and there are these white rabbits with ice skates and, like navy blue sweaters, and they're just really warm and comfy, and they're super cute. And I don't have a picture of them on hand because they're packed away now because the holidays are over. but that's what they're based off of. So the little story that I'm coming up with is that they're made up of like little, you know, their brother sister, and just going on little adventures. Not adventures, but like think of it as like a children's book. Simple stories with simple meanings, you know, something like that. My mom keeps recommending that I try to work on something in a children's book, but I'd like to get a little more confident in my art before I do that. So, because I know I'm okay. Like my art's not bad by any means, but I know I can do better, especially with like dynamic poses and understanding layers and everything digitally and all that jazz. So, you know, that's kind of what I'm doing. So, I strongly agree with your mother. Aw, thank you. So, yeah, I have a couple of characters for this potential story. Like I have the mom for these characters, and what else? I have like their best friend, which is like a black bear, and his parents, and just like, you know, a bunch of random characters and such. Kind of like a little comic, like a little run-on comic. I don't know what a good example would be. So, yeah, once I get a signature on it, I will probably post it on my Twitter just to give everyone a little happy, you know, I was gonna say happy birthday. Happy Valentine's Day. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to show for that. And then for the other one, I finished the line art for my Genshin group, so I'm really happy with how it turned out. There were some things that I missed in the last one before the file got corrupted, and so, you know, I was able to go back and actually remember that they're there, especially like all the details on Tainari's shoes, like the green lines on the top. I totally forgot about those. And then I added some little extra detail in Chi-Chi's braids. The one thing that I still forgot to do was that I was going to adjust the line art for, or fix the child's water swords? Water... I don't know. But water weapons, that's it. We'll just call it that. So I need to fix some details in it, because I totally just neglected that the last time. And then the Wanderer, yeah, I'm still happy with the Wanderer. So now I'm gonna work on stuff like hair shine and shading and stuff like that. I also added a little extra detail to the eyes where I actually colored in the eyes to give it a little more depth or a little more color. So I like how they turned out too. So we'll add the shine and everything later. But yeah, so that is no longer corrupted. It's done. We'll get to the shading eventually. Happy birthday. Shush. And then lastly, the thing that I really, really wanted to work on was, like I said, I drew it on paper ahead of time just because I was mindlessly sketching during a meeting at work and when I shouldn't have been, but we don't talk about that. So I need to add more promotional art of me, so I had drawn this little chibi of me. So that's what I want to line art today. So I already have the sketch done and everything, so I think I'm just going to do the line art directly. And, you know, simple colors and everything. And I figured, you know, because, you know, throwing hearts and everything, that it would be good for a Valentine's Day thing. Because I did this like a couple weeks ago and just never got around to doing it because I had other priorities. So yeah, we'll just be working on that. Oh dear. I don't really have too much else to say about it. Other than it should be easy because and I can't talk and think at the same time, I'm sorry. But it should be pretty easy because, you know, I already know my colors. I have my colors somewhere. They're somewhere. But so I'm gonna get some pen stuff down. Oh, yeah, that's right. Do-do-do. I think I might... I don't know if I want to experiment with it or just keep it the same, but we'll see. We'll see. Because this is definitely like when I transfer a picture into here, it is significantly larger than it needs to be. So, but I didn't really feel like shrinking it, so we'll just up the pen size a bit. We won't tell anyone. So I'm actually gonna set it to 25 to see, because I tend to be a little lighter on my pen pressure. So originally, like without like pen pressure, it's that thick, but because I'm so light with it, it's only about this thick. So so yeah, I don't really have anything else other than we're just gonna have some fun doing some line art. So I think that's about it. So I hope everyone's Valentine's Day is going well. Like I said, we don't celebrate it too much other than, you know, my parents and I don't really celebrate it too much other than like some gifts here and there. My mom got me some shorts and a skirt for it because I am in desperate need of some summer clothing, so I am a winter bug. I have so much more winter clothes compared to my summer clothes. It's not a good thing, but it's all I have. So more shorts for me. Okay, I'll take that. So yeah. I feel admittedly a bit out of it today, so we'll see just how much of this line art I get done. But we'll see. I want to feel the need of buying winter clothes. I want winter, please. I know I am not the biggest fan of summer myself. I tend to overheat quite a bit. When I was younger, I was notorious from to nearly passing out from overheating. So there was one point in time where I needed to take salt tablets because basically what was going on was that I was losing it. The salt was to like retain the water in my system because I would lose water so quickly that it caused me to, you know, just dehydrate almost. So basically the salt tablets, they look like a pill, but it was literally just compressed salt while, you know, I took it before doing some like strenuous activities, because I did the marching band back then, and so carrying a big drum doesn't help in terms of exerting yourself in hot weather, especially, you know, before football season or American football season. So thankfully that kind of died down on its own. So by the time I entered college, I had to take them a little bit my first year, but towards the end of the semester, I didn't have to worry about it anymore, which was good. So, oops. A week with 37 degrees Celsius, 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit is too much. I want to live in the North or South Poles. Yes. I live in a more northern area of the States, so thankfully we get good winters, but then sometimes the summers can be very humid. We don't really get dry summers, so when they show up, they're a little brutal. So everyone says that there's a difference between a dry heat and a humid heat, and I can agree to an extent, but it's still a pain. Does anyone want to adopt me? I know how to do a lot of things. Aww. Well, may the summers be not so brutal for you this year, and I hope for the best for you. Woo. But yeah, we had a pretty interesting winter. Where I was, I'm in that spot where we got really hit with the cold. Not Boston, but yeah, not Boston. We're not close to that, but we still got hit with some pretty good snow. So, you know, it was very pretty to see the snow out my window while I was working. I'm gonna turn down the music a bit. There we go. So, and now it's all melted because we're in the 50s, 60s right now until Friday. Hold on, I gotta figure out what's going on with my music. It's very loud. Okay. At least it's reaching its end. Well, USA discarded. Canada, here I come. Here I go. Good luck. Yeah, I had asked my mom, you know, where she would like wish to go, and she, without hesitation, always says Maine, because that's like in one of the more northern areas, like one of the New England. Is it a New England state? I think it is. Whoops. So she's always just like, they have fish and they have cold weather. So. By the way, shouldn't the bot be writing the songs in the chat? I'm actually not using Pretzel Rocks right now. I'm just getting this straight from YouTube. This is the demo playlist. It's not the song playlist, but it's the overworld playlist. Because for some reason that doesn't get caught by the copyright system. So, so it doesn't get muted. And I just felt like listening to that first. But maybe as the stream goes on, I'll switch to Pretzel Rocks. Because I have it open. But... oh, okay, just saying. Yeah, that's okay. But I appreciate the concern for it. But now we're good. What was I just about to say? Yeah, if there's a song that plays in the demo playlist that you really like, feel free to ask it in the chat, just being like, oh, hey, this song sounds cool. What is it? Oh no, it's... hold on. Uh-oh. Okay. There is the possibility, because YouTube started buffering out of nowhere. When it does that, there is a chance that the internet could go out. So if I disappear, I'll come back, I promise. But just wanted to give you guys a heads up, just in case I disappear. Yes, boss. You don't have to call me boss, it's all good. But I'm glad you understand. Whoopsie. What is that word? Okay. Oh, I forget how J's sound. Is it boss in Spanish? I swear to God, if it's boss in Spanish. Actually, oh yeah, because of the cita. Okay, I should have known. I should have known. Oop. Okay. We'll add another layer for the hair. Actually, I don't know where I want to go next with this. I guess I'll do the ears to get them out of the way here. I'm gonna try my best not to do the symmetry tool, but maybe when I get to the body, maybe I'll do that. Come on. There we go. Yeah, because this isn't really like... This is just a quick doodle, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy with how it turned out. I don't really draw chibi characters all that much anymore, so I'm glad I'm giving myself the opportunity to draw them out a bit more. Just tiny little ears. I don't know exactly what I'm going to use this for, but I definitely need to give myself more promotional art. So I'm definitely gonna use this, but we'll see its actual use later. Wrong link. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this. I wonder if I can symmetry tool the forehead, because that's definitely... It's not bad. I guess she is looking off to the side a little bit, so I think it'll be fine. I'm on the eraser again. So, yeah, I'm very, like, unorthodox when it comes to this whole VTuber stuff, now that I'm thinking about it. I didn't really have a debut stream. Don't really have, like, a character sheet for my character, for my model. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I'm just kind of winging it. And I think that's caused some problems here and there, but I'm happy with how things are turning out so far. So, very unorthodox way of doing things, but I'm having fun. So I think that's all that matters. Oh, I'm gonna mess it up again if I'm not careful. Is that why it feels like chaos is guiding you? It probably is. Like, I'm probably cursed because I didn't do things the typical VTuber way. Maybe if I have an official debut stream, things will magically get better. Because I originally had a debut stream, and I was gonna play some Genshin on it, but then Genshin didn't work because of an update, and it caused the system to freeze. And so then I started playing a little bit of Paradise Killer. And the stream never saved the VOD as well. So Twitch never saved it, even though I had the setting to save it. And so it's lost to the void, which I'm kind of happy about. Like, we don't need to see that in the world. So I had like another official stream part 2. That's why if you look on my YouTube channel, on my VODs, my first video is like stream part 2 or like official stream part 2 or something. So that's why. But I'm glad that I was able to do a little better in terms of stuff. I can definitely improve on some things, and I definitely need to promote myself more, but, you know, for now, we're just having some fun. And I don't want to promote myself maybe too much, because we're getting ready to do a little more renovation work. And so I might be out of commission next week. There might not be any streams next week, because we have to gut out my room to replace the flooring in it. So... And then plus, I might have some other priorities, so maybe the stream output might not be as much as some maybe hope for, because I got some other stuff that I do really need to start focusing on a bit more. So I'm happy that the art stream is here for maybe a distraction, but eventually I'm not saying I'm not working hard trying to work on that now, but you know, I really need to start thinking about some other stuff. But I'm not going to stop streaming. I just need to kind of get some priorities straight first before I continue doing more consistent days. Because I'm in a comfortable spot now, but I eventually do need to leave where I'm at currently. So, and we'll get there in due time. So, but I don't mean for this to be somber for Valentine's Day, my goodness. But kind of going back on track here with streaming stuff. I have some ideas on what to do now. I finally figured out a way to get my phone to I need to implement it, but I think I found a way to hook up my phone to get some stuff working. And so I really want to play some mobile games for you guys. I am, as you guys know from Demo, a big fan of playing rhythm games, but I'm not used to playing rhythm games on the computer, believe it or not. I'm way more used to it on mobile, and so I want you guys to see me in my element, because I have been like really working hard to finish up this event in a game called Archaea, and oh my god, is that a mess in of its own self. But it's, you know, I want to show you guys in my element that I really can play rhythm games. I'm just more used to it being on a smaller phone screen than I am on, you know, with the keypad. So, because I've played demo before, but God knows I'm not on the computer. So, like, I knew a bunch of the songs and that helped a bit, but then when it actually got to playing, playing like the meat of the new songs, I'm just kind of like, oh no, what am I doing? Seems like a good idea, but I'll do my best to distract you. Oh, I'd like to see you try. Joke's on you. I don't have enough subscribers. No, I don't have enough followers to do any kind of noise distraction, so you're out of luck until I can get 50. I already did. Well, it's because we're just doing some chill art. Stopping drawing is one thing, but when I'm like focused on playing the rhythm game, I do not look at the chat at all. Like, I don't know if you saw me play demo at all, but once I was playing, you could not distract me by any means. And the same goes for Archaea and Citus and any other rhythm game I decide to play. I'm a threat that can't be stopped in rhythm games. I'm on the eraser again. Thankfully Archaea did not make me cry. Archaea made me question my sanity. I'll tell you that much. There are some games and some... Archaea kind of works like Demo, where it's a scroll towards you, like Demo or Project Sekai or something. But the thing is that it has a second layer to it. So there's the one that's actually on the mat itself, and then there are notes that jump up to the second story, we'll say. And so, we'll have some ones, we'll have some that you're literally like crisscrossing your hands just so you can reach the notes correctly. It's wild. And I love it. I'm actually shocked at how well I've done on a couple of songs, considering the level of difficulty it takes to play this game. And I really want to show it off. So if anyone in the chat is like wondering what this Archaea or Citus 2 looks like or anything, look up some stuff on YouTube, because that stuff's a lot of fun to watch. Like, admittedly, sometimes if I'm really struggling with a chart map, I will look it up just so I can see how other people are doing the hand patterns. And I'm sorry, I'm just now reading this, Erkin. I can see this drawing as a keychain thingy. Oh, you mean like a acrylic keychain, acrylic charm or something like that? Yeah, I guess I kind of had that idea while I was working on it. There's no hurry. Exactly. Yeah. I guess I could do that if I had the money to make like acrylic charms. So we'll see. I mean, some of this is gonna get covered with the hand anyway. Oh, I don't like that. So, for anyone in the chat that is not familiar, I do have a Twitter, and I can safely say, I'm actually going to delete all this, that I have a definitive schedule on what I want to do this week for things. So, we're actually going to go back into playing some Nancy Drew this week. Hooray! It's been a while since I've played some Nancy Drew, and I'm going to be really happy to go back into that. But it's definitely going to be a more campy version of it because it's the 5th game in the series, which came out in the early 2000s. So it's going to be campy. It's going to look old. Trust me. But it's a fun game, nonetheless. It's called The Final Scene. So I would like to hope eventually to play all the Nancy Drew games on here. I don't own them all, but I own quite a few of them. But there's 33 games in the series, and so all of them except one really deserve the love. The last one deserves to be made fun of, but we'll get to that later. But, yeah. I played all those games growing up, and I've talked about one of them in a previous art stream. It was Shadow at the Water's Edge, which takes place in Japan. And the only reason I brought that up was because my friend Corey, who was in the chat, really likes Japanese culture, and so he was invested. And then I was telling him the suffering that was the giant Sudoku puzzle. But yeah, the Nancy Drew series is like a point-and-click mystery adventure game. So it's like your typical old classic point-and-click detective mystery games. And I grew up with them, and I just love them. I think they're fun. Even if I do struggle with them from time to time. A lot of the time. Even still. But I'm getting better. But sometimes something just doesn't click right away, and so then I have to really think about it. I can't get this line without it being shaky. There we go. We got it. I'm pretty sure I said this, but Ghost Trick will make you cry a lot. You'll flood your house. Oh dear. Yeah, no, that's on the list, so I'll definitely keep it in mind. But for now, there was another game that I already had in my Steam library that I have been wanting to try out because I knew the music ahead of time because some of these composers did music for Citus and a couple of other rhythm games that I was like, I knew the music before I knew that it was from a game. And then I found out that it was from a game, and I was like, oh shoot, I need to play it. And then it was on the winter sale, so I was like, ooh, now I really need to know. But so and we'll be streaming that one Friday. But we'll play some Nancy Drew Thursday. I can't get this. You guys can see just how shaky my hand is. Why am I doing this to myself? There we go. There we go, that fixed it. No, it's off center! You're not even gonna see this anyway. I don't know why I'm trying so hard. Because it's gonna be covered with the hand. Same question I made when I started playing Dark Souls. Yeah, that one has a little more depth than what I'm doing, but... I disagree. I can end Dark Souls. Yeah, that's true, you can. But when is the question? When are you going to decide that it's too much and quit? Or are you gonna say, I can try, I got it. I just need one more try before going back into that boss. That boss fight. But I can't draw, not even close to what you can do. Hey, there's no issue with that. No problem with that. Everyone, if you do have an interest in drawing, there is nothing stopping you. There's no time limit to learning how to draw or anything of the sort. So, you know, I'm not the best drawer out there. I mean, have you seen some of these things that people draw? Oh my god. And it's like, I'm not saying I'm bad, but I'm saying, you know, I could definitely benefit from practicing more, and that's okay. So, what I'm trying to say is it's harder to draw well than Dark Souls. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Don't worry. But I'm also saying you're welcome to, you know, have fun with art. I'm still learning stuff as I go along. Give me a second, chat. I forgot how my boots look. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. Oh, dear. Give me a second here. Where's my model? That's the PSD file. Oh yeah, duh. It's in my Krita art files. Where to go? I'm opening up my model here. Give me a sec. There it is. Okay. So yeah, you guys get the... Ta-da! There's me! I totally forgot how my shoes look. I haven't seen them in so long. I forgot. okay. That's embarrassing. Why are you surprised? That I forgot? Or like how it looks? I've never seen your complete model before. Yeah, I don't think anyone has. So, yeah, there it is in all its glory. I mean, you've seen the, like, the starting soon, the end soon screen, but it's a little different than, like, the model itself. The lower half isn't really modeled all too well, but, you know, I mean, I knew ahead of time that you guys weren't gonna see the full body, like, right away, so it's no big deal. But... Sorry, I use sarcasm. Oh! Oh, I didn't know! You've shown it before. I have not shown it before. Or at least the entire model. I have not. You've seen it in the start soon, end soon, but not the entire thing. Wait a minute. It's on the other side. You're not even gonna see it. I can do this. Okay, there we go. Pretty sure I've seen it somewhere. Well, maybe I have, and I just don't remember. Maybe it was the first art stream I ever did. I tend to push that a little out of the memory a bit, because I wasn't happy with the art at the end of the day, and so maybe I just pushed it out of my head and I didn't even realize. Ah, don't like that. I'll double check the VOD. No, you're right, in the opening. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was probably from the opening. Not the opening, the starting soon screen. Because they had me, like, sitting in a... like, floating in an orb kind of thing. Oh my gosh, 2 people at once! Hello, Fern! Hi, Oolong! Happy Valentine's Day! How are you guys doing? We're drawing like a little chibi of me! Just because I doodled this in a meeting when I shouldn't have, and so now we're drawing it because I'm holding hearts, so... But... we're just having like a nice chill art stream, and I'm glad you guys could make it to say hello. So... cute! Doing good. How about you? I'm doing pretty good. Just kind of celebrating Valentine's as whatever it is. So didn't really do a whole lot. I made a Valentine's Day card. Let me show that real quick. It was originally for the parents, but I figured you guys could see it too. So it was like a little happy Valentine's for everybody. So no, Erkin, it's not my birthday. I accidentally said it was, and it is not. Those are the best kind of doodles, I can't lie. Smiley face and cute! Yeah, so these are like little characters that I'm coming up with for a potential story, but there's not too much going on with it at the moment. So, I'll never let you forget it. You'll never let me forget anything, Erkin, okay? This is gonna be like... an interesting situation. But give me a second here. So this is just going to be a quick doodle. I don't know how long the stream is going to be, but I figured, you know, just like a fun little stream while we doodle and have some fun. So, I hope everyone is having a good Valentine's Day. And I hope you all got some good chocolate or good candy or whatever or flowers or whatever. I don't know how you guys celebrate Valentine's Day, so if you corrupt it at the end, it'll be twice as long. We're not doing that. I'm saving every other line at this point, at this rate. We're being careful, I promise. So, you guys are gonna get, well, I mean, Urkin's already seen it, but Fern and Oolong, you guys are gonna get, like, a actual preview of my model in its entirety, because I need to use it for color reference. So, you know what, Oolong, I think you might have seen the whole thing at some point, but... Oh, right. But, for Fern, I don't think you've seen it yet. It's basically just like the entirety of my model, because you guys only see like to the hips kind of thing. And so, you know, I couldn't remember, this is sad, I couldn't even remember my own shoes. And so I had to pull open the model to check how the shoes looked. And I'm also playing around with sound to hopefully stop the peaking. And I think I might have fixed it. But we'll see at the end. Because who knows? Because I'm a hot mess, and I don't know what I'm doing half the time. But that's part of my charm. Is watching me struggle. So we'll do more of the coloring later once I get the rest of the hair and the arms. But yeah, I was saying earlier in the chat that I need to give myself more promotional art. And so I need to fix a lot of this stuff. Boop. Okay, that I'm not gonna do just yet because I think I gave myself like the smallest of... Yeah, that's what I feared. I think I gave myself the smallest of necks, and so I need to show that here. And we're listening to some demo again because I enjoy the music too much. So we'll switch it to Pretzel Rocks again if I'm like feeling it. But believe it or not, like demo, the stuff that I figured would be copyright struck down in muted is not. So I don't know what's happening with that. So I'll take it because I like the demo music. Maybe it's because it's not like the actual music itself, but the overworld music, which I don't think is on an official album. I mean, it could be, but who knows at this point. So all right, I think I got what I needed. Let's merge some layers. This is just going to be a quick doodle while I figure some stuff out. Oop. Okay, there we go. So we'll lower the opacity while I work on the arms. I'm erasing when I should be drawing. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to use this little chibi character for yet, but we'll figure out a use for it at some point. So I know Erkin over here said that it would look interesting to, or it looks like it would be a typical, like, acrylic charm. But I don't have enough people to justify making merch yet. That'd be fun, but we'll see. Funny enough, I've been talking with my friends who host the Spin It podcast. I've been talking with them about potential merch too, because they were like, "Well, it'd be fun if we could use your art at some point." So I mean, as long as I get the royalties, I'll try it. I offered some ideas. I'm gonna lower the opacity a bit, not opacity, the line a bit. There we go. Did I move that back to 25? Yes, I did. So, you know, just cute little chibi art. Nothing special. But I don't really draw chibi art too much. And I feel like I need to because this is like super adorable to draw. When I should have been working, but again, shh, don't tell anybody. Or maybe these could be your future emotes. This is special. Oh, yeah, it's a little special occasion. While I draw some cute little chibi art. I don't know, maybe it'll help promote my stuff later. I'm content with where I am now. Especially, I mentioned it before, earlier in the stream. Tell what? I like this idea. Yeah, I could make emotes once I get enough. Do I need to get 50 not subs, 50 followers to start doing emotes? I can't remember. Anyways, that's not the point of the thing. What was I saying? I forgot. Anyways, so I was mentioning earlier that some personal stuff is coming up, and so I might not be streaming as consistently for a hot minute, because I've been working hard at doing it now, but there's going to be a point where I really need to focus on it. And so there might be some weekend or weeks where I don't really stream. I mean, I'm already streaming as little as it is already, like only, what, 2 days a week? But there might be some where I don't stream at all in a week, and that's just because I'm working on stuff. So, like, just some personal stuff. And so, don't be surprised if I disappear for like a week. I'll try and update like my Twitter and everything, but 50 followers, certain amount of hours a month, and certain amount of viewers per month. So I'm definitely not getting mad, but that's okay. I have my consistent followers, and you know what? That's good enough for me. Because I'm doing something right if you guys are staying. So that makes me happy. But again, like I said, there might be some weeks where I don't have any streams, and it's just because we're starting to get into a busy part of the year, and I'm gonna be without my setup for a little bit, and then I gotta focus on some other stuff, like, just some other stuff. It's nothing too personal that I can't talk about, but I don't want to start rambling and going into details and accidentally saying something I shouldn't. So, but always be here. Don't you worry. You guys are the best. I love you guys. So, I appreciate you staying despite the mess that is like my audio and my streams and all of that. So I'm very appreciative. I really am for you guys. So thank you. But and for the people that don't follow me on Twitter, which is perfectly fine, but like I don't mean to promote it too much, but if you guys want any updates in terms of stream schedules and stuff like that, I posted on my Twitter, which is in the About page below. So if you guys want to check it out, I have the hyperlink there, so you guys can get a better look-see at how things are going to go down. And I'll update there in case I'm running late for stuff or all that jazz. So, but, I'll still, keep anything posted in there. So in case I don't stream a week, I'll let you guys know. Or if I run late or anything like that, I'll post it there. Or if I lose the internet, it's there. Because at least I can still text it on my phone. Oh, hang on, Erkin. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. That shouldn't have been blocked, so I'm sorry about that. Just remember, even the biggest streamers have technical difficulties at times. I appreciate it. For those who don't follow me on Twitter, I'll kick your ass if you don't, or words not mine. Listen, I don't know why that got blocked. We're pretty not laissez-faire, but we're pretty lax here, so... I keep going in and just being like, yes, this word is fine. Yes, this word is fine. And then for some reason it still blocks it. So I'm trying to fix that. So I'm very sorry. Actually, I like seeing her panicking. No, you don't. No, you don't. How dare you say that? Oh, what am I, just here to suffer for your guys' entertainment? No, I just want to play some games. Alaska Protection Squad. Thank you, Oolong. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh my. Okay. I've realized I am on the wrong pen size, so... Oh! Uh-oh, there we go. My screen just went black for a second. I accidentally bumped the cable. Whoopsie. Okay. However, for this week, for those of you that don't, going back on topic, for those that don't follow me on Twitter, I have the schedule posted for this week. And so Thursday, we're gonna actually be playing some more Nancy Drew. So, which is like that point and click adventure game with the detective Nancy Drew. So that'll be fun. Because it's an older game, so it's definitely gonna be campier, but I think you guys are gonna like it. I definitely enjoyed it. It's called Nancy Drew, The Final Scene, and like I said, it's the 5th game in the series, and it came out in the early 2000s. So, like the really early 2000s. I want to say 2003? 2004? Hang on. Let me actually Google it. Also, the music did not stop. It just got quiet. The music itself just got quiet. So, let's see. Nancy Drew, the final scene. Release date. Oh! It came out in 2001. So it's gonna be campy, and we're here for it. For the auto mod issue, you could try go to settings, moderation, change the filtering level of the category you want to change. I've done that. That's the issue. It's still censoring some words. And I'm not sure why. So, whoops. But I'll check it again. There is the possibility that... Oops. There is the possibility that, you know, it accidentally reverted back, because it has done that before with a couple of my settings. Much to my chagrin, but... That's the eraser. There we go. Also, at AutoMod, fuck you. Oh, you can say that. Well, you might get censored by it. Well, I know someone has said... You remember to save the changes? Yes. Erkin, I have been saving. So... for those of you that don't know, what happened the last time was that on my Genshin stream, something happened and it crashed Krita, right? And then it reverted back to an older save file. And by older, I mean, like, it basically deleted the entirety of the coloring line art that I was trying to work on. So, and then while I was doing it off screen, because I thought that, you know, I was just going to work on it off stream. I actually have it opened, and I can show you guys how it looks later, because I might do some shading depending on how quickly I get this done. But, yeah, it did it again. And so I figured out the issue, and it was that on my art pen, my tablet pen, there's a button that you can press that switches from eraser to pen mode. I'm sure you've seen the little notifications show up at the bottom of the screen that does that. And basically what you can do is that you can do whatever on it. So right now I have it on the eraser, but then if I hit it, it goes to pen and it reverts back to my pen settings so I can get back to drawing, right? And so what had happened was that I had adjusted it in my hand and accidentally hit the button at the right time as when I put it on the tablet. And so originally the eraser setting was actually on the color picker setting at the time. Or the eraser side of it was on the color picker side. And so what had happened was when I hit it, I think it just overwhelmed Krita, and it started trying to work this huge file because it thought that it was both writing and color picking at the same time, and it just literally crashed Krita. So, and when it did it again when I was doing it off screen, I finally figured out what the issue was, and so I fixed it. Hooray. So the line art's officially done. I just need to work on the shading. So, let's see. Do I want to use the symmetry tool for this? I think I might do the symmetry tool just to get the bottom ends. So that's what Erkin is referring to in terms of am I saving? It's because of that. because apparently I have terrible grip on this pen. But the line art is done on that officially, and I'm trying to be more conscious of how I'm doing things. So oh yeah, I did move it slightly, didn't I? Okay, that makes sense. So anyways, yeah, that's what happened. But we're good. Everything's good now. So, hooray. Okay, I think I can get rid of the symmetry tool now. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to, well, I'm gonna have to do the sleeves on a different layer. And that means proceeding to do the jewelry on the different layer. But after that, should be almost done with the line art. Very fast, you know, only took like an hour and a half? An hour? An hour and 15? I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out so far. It's just very cute, very fun, adorable. I haven't drawn myself cute yet, so like chibi levels of cute, but oh, speaking of demo, I still need to get that extras video uploaded. I'm very sorry I haven't gotten the chance to upload that to YouTube yet. But this is one of the songs that I unlocked from finishing all the puzzles. It's, what is it, Goodbye Demo? I think is the name of the song. My Dear Demo, that's it. Oh, look at that, it's the end. So we're gonna restart it. Not at this one. I ask it to repeat the playlist and it proceeds to not play the rest of the playlist. Just say the full thing. Holy smokes, that's so cute. Oh, thank you. Okay, so then let's add the jewelry. Now the jewelry, I can use the symmetry tool again, hopefully. Although I need to recenter it. I do have to say the menu music for Demo is probably one of my favorite songs ever. This is the menu music that's playing. I know it's super quiet, but I love it. I'm obsessed. Because I don't need the symmetry tool for that. It's a little hard to get my jewelry at this angle. Because it hangs off my shoulder more than the neck. Guess it would go higher up because of the angle. Go back in with the symmetry tool real quick to get the jewel proper. Okay, jewelry's its own layer. The sleeves are its own layer. The rest of the body is its own layer. Okay. Am I missing anything else other than the color? I don't think so. I'm gonna add like the little extra details on the sides that I've been messing around with here. Sorry, give me a quick stretch break, guys. Oh, my back just really popped. I wonder if the mic caught that. That was loud. I've been popping my back a lot more lately. Just because of like the amount of sitting that I've been doing for work lately. That might be too busy if I do that. Yeah, I need to add the little blush lines. I'm sure you guys have noticed this while you see me draw, but I don't really add a lot of blush to things, because I feel like I don't know, I ruin it somehow. It could just be from the drawing tablet that I have. But sometimes when I try to do a gradient, not a gradient, but like a blur blush kind of thing, it's so noticeable that it just looks like a random circle. Did I draw? Yes, I did. Let's see. I think that looks pretty good so far. I'm gonna add the little hearts, I promise. But I think it's looking pretty good. I like it. Now, let's see if I can draw hearts without the symmetry tool. Can't get that at this angle. There we go, much better. Ta-da! I did it. I think. Give me a sec to check, actually. Ta-da! There we go. Yeah, I like how that turned out. It's super cute. I think it's adorable. Okay, now it's time for color and to figure out what background color I need to, because I'm nothing but gray with pops of red and blue. So I can't just use the typical gray that I normally do for coloring. So, what in the world is that emote? I know it's clapping, but what is it? It's so cute. Aww. It's a leaf. Oh, I almost thought it was a banana for a second. I'm gonna make a group layer. There we go, just to consolidate everything. Alright, so now we're on to color. Line art. And then color. Actually, I'm gonna make a group for this too. Yes, I'm gonna make a group. Okay, let's do this. Actually, I should probably change the background. Because I'm just color picking, but gray's not gonna work because I'm consisting of nothing but grays. So if I were to like darken it to see the colors of everything, it's gonna look like a pain. I guess I can do dark gray. So we're gonna get the color ref first. Just to make sure that everything matches. Because this is how I try to make sure that I keep all the grays and colors and everything in their proper spot. So. Not the bucket tool, please. Actually, we'll use this. So. Just so I don't have to keep going back and forth to things. So then we'll do hair next. Yeah, that should be okay. And then for the outfit, which consists of nothing but gray. I should have a color reference already, but my dumb butt doesn't have a character reference sheet. I don't. I should, but I really don't, and that's not good. Oh, I think I made that the same as the gray and just lowered the opacity. And then there's one of my starkest blacks. Because I think it's slightly off from my hair, if I remember correctly. I guess it's not. This is what happens when you add too much gray and of the monochrome into one thing. You don't know what's using the same colors and what's not. Whoops, my bad. I keep hitting the wrong thing. Wrong one. Goodness. Because I know those were slightly off from one another. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Alright, and so then for the pops of red, there's my little dress thing actually has like 3 different shades of red in it. So... and 2 different shades of blue. There we go. Would you guys like the black, not the black, but the gray background, or would you guys prefer a different color? That's not red or blue. I think what I'll do is, you know, when I'm coloring in the skin, I'll keep it the dark one just so I can double check and make sure everything's okay with the colors and everything. Because like I said, it alters slightly from what my art tablet's colors alter slightly from what's actually being shown on screen. And so I gotta make sure that I'm not using any wrong colors while I'm doing stuff. You guys know that in terms of the pants that I actually have like exposed thighs. I thought it was a cool design. So, yeah, even down there you can see that, you know, I mean, they're still pants, but the thighs are a little more exposed to than it being like a different shade. Like that's actually the skin and not the pants design. Yeah, and the one downer to like the translucent sleeves that I got is that you still have to color in everything underneath it and above it. Or else it's not going to look right when you add, because the sleeves are transparent, or translucent, so you can still see through it and everything. Alright, and then I'll get the whites, the sclera, my eyes. The color picker. Not the color picker. I need the bucket tool.
So yeah, just a lot of light grays and whites and then the pop of color. Just realized something with the line art for... Oh yeah, the hearts. Where's my sleeves? There they are. I need to erase something here. Because the jewelry is over top the sleeves. And so I gotta make sure you can't see those over top the necklace and everything. And then... Forgot that that's the wrong thing. I hope I'm coloring everything on the right layer. Okay, and then in terms of eyes, my eye that's open is the red one. So let me double check the eye tones. I'm gonna sneeze. Nope. Stop myself, but I still need to blow my nose. Give me a second, guys. Excuse me, sorry about that. Okay, and then... I think this might also just be stark white. Yep. I guess I look a little weird without having the dark pupil underneath it. Maybe I'll fix that. Is that a smudge I'm seeing? I think I just missed a spot for the color. Yep, that's a color thing. Okay. There we go. That looks a little better. A little more recognizable. Alright, so then we'll go on to the hair. I think for this I'm going to, mind your eyes, I think I'm going to change it back to, the background back to white. Or transparent. So I can see the colors better.
Recognizable? Is that Chibi someone I know? No, not at all. This is totally new and original. You've never seen anything like it before. This is my original character, guys. Do not steal. God, my thing is dusty. I don't know why it is. I just cleaned. Unless it's my sleeve. Stomach. Can't tell if it wants to rumble or not. I don't know if I'm hungry. Admittedly, I didn't really eat before this. I just wasn't hungry, to be honest. I'll eat later, but all I have in my system right now is a protein shake. Don't be like me. Eat something if you're hungry, but I'm just not hungry at the moment. Every time I'm sorry, I'm just now seeing this again. Every time I hear OC, I remember the Sonic fandom. Oh god, I was in it. Yeah, I was a big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog growing up. Admittedly, the games still hold a special place in my heart. I adored the games growing up. I think one of my favorites was, Sonic Heroes, because, I had so much fun playing as, like, a bunch of other characters. That's the one where you play as, like, a group in teams of 3, and so, you know, you had Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles as Team Sonic, and then you had Shadow, Rouge, and Omega the Robot in Team Dark. And then you had Amy, Cream, and Big the Cat in Team Rose, and then SBO, Charmy, and Vector for Team Chaotix, who were my personal favorites. I loved those 3, and you can't tell me otherwise that they're terrible characters, because I love them. Were you in it? Back, unholy demon of the night. Never! You will forever be plagued that this VTuber here was in the Sonic fandom growing up. I wasn't really a part of the fandom per se in terms of internet reasons, but my friend and I definitely made like a ton of OCs. A ton of them. They found a book recently of like all the of all the characters that I ended up making as like little arts, and they were, oh my god, the pictures that I was being sent, I'm looking at them being like, did I make that? Really? And we got a good laugh out of it, so can't complain too much. We all had cringy phases growing up, but I still think some of the games are fun to this day. I've played Sonic Mania. I've seen some of the cartoons that they've put on their YouTube channel. I think they're doing pretty good. I've heard Sonic Frontiers is really good. I need to... But it's so expensive. I need to see if I can get it at some point. My first ever Sonic game holds a very special place in my heart, because at the time it was really rough. And so when I first, like, just for other reasons, and so it was very rough to just kind of, and this is me talking when I was really little, but it was rough, like, going through the day in the situation that I was in. And so when I got my Game Boy for the first time, the first game I bought was Sonic Advance 3, and I still play that game to this day. I played on my DS and stuff, but I still have my Game Boy, actually. But but it really helped me through a lot. And so I can't, no matter how cringy the fandom is, I can't diss it because it really helped me through some hard times. So, you know, Sonic Advance 3 was also super fun. So, that was the one where you could play as, like, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Cream, and Amy. And you played as two of them, and as, like, a tag team, almost. So you played as one, which was, like, your main one. And then your other one was, like, your support, where you, depending on who you got, would give you different buffs and benefits depending on what happens. I've seen a lot of bugs in Sonic Frontiers, sadly. Well, that's okay. I can deal with bugs if I think the game is enjoyable. I'm easy. You could give me a buggy mess, but if I think it's fun and I can exploit it or something, I'll love it, personally. I mean, have you seen some of the games that I've played on here already? There's some other games that I want to try. I know I've mentioned it plenty of times before, but I actively go out of my way to find the weirdest games on Steam. Honestly, I'm okay with the fandom. My issue is about the artists in it, if you know what I mean. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's fair. I can understand that. I won't... Yeah, I don't blame you for that. But, going back on topic real quick, yeah, I actively find, like, the weirdest games that I can on Steam to see if I can play it. And I found some interesting visual novels, that we could try out, as well as, apparently, back in the 90s, there was this Japanese horror game, and I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but it just recently got imported to Steam. And I remember screenshotting the article that I was reading so I could remind myself, like, oh yeah, you need to look this up on Steam. And I did, and it looks freaky. And I am here for it. It reminds me, do you guys remember when I played the demo, the Out of Hands demo? Yeah, that freaky one where you're literally made out of hands. And it was... The style reminds me of that, but even more pixelated and 90s. It's freaky. Cyberbug 2077. Oh yeah, my friends definitely know about Cyberpunk. They know about the issues. So yeah, that's on the list of things to play eventually. But that one's extremely niche. So we'll see. But in terms of, like, other stuff that I'm doing, Thursday we're gonna be playing some Nancy Drew, and then Friday we're gonna be trying out a really interesting game that I mentioned I knew the music of before realizing it was in the game, and it's called No Straight Roads. We're gonna try playing that Friday. So I'll be excited for that because the music in that game is amazing, but I've never played it. I just knew the artists beforehand because I play Citus, so we'll definitely see what that game's all about. Okay. And so then I have blue on that side. God, I feel like playing all the Nancy Drew games is going to be a goal of mine, but it's going to be such a difficult one because I'm going to try my hardest not to... Because now I'm just playing them out of nostalgia, so normally, you know, I just try to get to the parts that I really like, and that leads to just kind of me breezing through it or using a walkthrough if I forget it off the top of my head, but this time around I'm like actually playing it for an audience, so you can see just how much I struggle with puzzles sometimes. But there's 33 games in the series. We've played The Haunting of Castle Malloy, and so now we need to... Whoops. And so now we need to play... So that was the 19th game in the series, so now we need to play the... Now we're going all the way to the 5th. The only thing I know about Nancy Drew is from an old series when I was younger. Yeah, Nancy Drew was a book series growing up. It was a book series written by Caroline Keene, pen name Caroline. Is it Caroline or Carolyn? I think it's Caroline Keene. And so I grew up reading the books, and then one year for Christmas, my grandma bought me the game, the 16th game in the series, The White Wolf of Icicle Creek, and I played that game to hell and back. I loved it so much. It takes place in the Canadian Rockies. So 33 games. Nani the hell? as Lady Love would say. But did I pluck the boot covers? Yeah, I think I did, but oh well. Yeah, you know what the worst part is about that? Is, I am like 99% sure I can name all the games, and in order, and their acronyms. Because the names are so long, the fandom just decided to give them all acronyms, just to, you know, understand it better, so you wouldn't have to keep saying, oh, I played The Final Scene, or, oh, I played The White Wolf of Icicle Creek. Like, come on. So instead you can just type in, oh, I've played FIN, or I've played ICE, or something like that. Damn, girl. Listen, I told you I'm obsessed with the series. I loved it growing up. Let's see. I wonder if I can do it while I'm like playing it, while I'm drawing and listening to music at the same time. I wonder if I could play the Nancy Drew soundtracks without getting muted. Because I own all the soundtracks too! The only one I don't own is the last one. And I think that's just because they never released one. But, let's see. So starting on 1, we have Secrets Can Kill, Stay Tuned for Danger, Message in a Haunted Mansion, Treasure in the Royal Tower, The Final Scene, Secret of the Scarlet Hand, 7 is Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake, 8 is The Haunted Carousel, Danger on Deception Island, 10 is Secret at Shadow Ranch, 11 is The Curse of Blackmore Manor, 12 is Secret of the Old Clock, 13 is Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. 14 is Danger by Design. 15 is The Creature of Kapu Cave. 16 is The White Wolf of Icicle Creek. 17 is Legend of the Crystal Skull. 18 is The Phantom of Venice. 19 is The Haunting of Castle Malloy. 20 is Ransom of the Seven Ships. 21 is Warnings at Waverly Academy. 22 is Trail of the Twister. 23 is Shadow at the Water's Edge. 24 is The Captive Curse. This is where I start losing it a bit. 25 is Alibi in Ashes. 26 is is Legend of the Lost Tomb? Yeah, I think it's Legend of the Lost Tomb. 27 is The Deadly Device. 28 is The Ghost of Thornton Hall. 29 is The Silent Spy. 30 is The Shattered Medallion. 31 is Labyrinth of Lies. 32 is Sea of Darkness. And 33 is... What is it? What is it? Something Salem. Midnight in Salem, that's it. Midnight in Salem. I forgot it. But that game's like, no one in the fandom likes it, so we're all very disappointed in it. So. Tomb of the Lost Queen, that's it. Okay, thank you. You looked it up, man. Perfect. But for goodness holy sake. Oop, I told you I knew it. I grew up with a good chunk of them. I have physical copies of 10 through 13, 16 through 25, and then 29. And then I have digital copies of 2, 5, and 33. So I know I'm a mess, but my music stopped playing too. I love the games growing up, and so you can pry Nancy Drew from my cold dead hands. That's how I knew in that Genshin stream for I'll Hate Them Story Quest. That's how I knew that one woman was Lonnie Manella, because she voices Nancy Drew. And so I was like, I could tell just by the tone of how she was speaking that I knew it was her. I was like, oh shit, it is Lonnie Manella. Hey, you know, if you have that memory, become a lawyer. Bold of you to assume I don't like true crime. No, but I like true crime and watch that kind of stuff too. But, maybe I should become a detective like Nancy. No, I'm kidding. But what was I saying? Yeah, fun fact, you guys want to know some voice actor trivia regarding Lonnie Manella? Is that we were just talking about Sonic, right? In Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes, she voices Rouge the Bat. So, there's your, voice actor trivia for the day. So, and apparently that one woman in the yeah, that one academia student in Genshin Impact too. Ta-da! Now you know! Yeah, I have a ton of voice actor trivia, so, you could question me and be like, oh yeah, well, who else does so-and-so from such and such voice? And I could probably answer. Not gonna lie. It's so sad. Yeah, especially with Genshin Impact, I found out that a lot of the voice actors in there are like a good chunk of them, not all of them, but a good chunk of them like voice stuff for like a bunch of different things. Um there's this anime that I really like. It's just like a little, not a guilty pleasure one, but it's just like a comfort one because of just how silly the plot is. But it's called The Royal Tutor. And basically it's about like this tutor who goes and tries to teach these princes who are in competition, kind of, to become king of their region. And he voices one of the princes in the English dub of it. He voices Leonhard. And Leonhard was one of my favorite characters because he's so, he starts off as like very tsundere, and then you find out that he's just stupid, but in a very wholesome way. He's the baby of the group for sure. Anything related to voice acting. Yeah, so I was very happy when I found out that the voice of Strict Sino voices Baby. Baby Prince. He's like the second youngest, I think, of the four. If my memory serves me right. Oh shoot, I just realized something. I need to erase some more stuff. And then in the 32nd game of Nancy Drew, they switched the voice actress. They quote unquote fired Lonnie Manila, which was stupid on their part, but they were losing money, so I don't know if they could afford her anymore. I think that's what the case was. So anyways, they got another voice actress, and the voice actress was Brittany Cox, and Brittany voices Fischl in the English dub of Genshin Impact. So that was a little fun thing to hear. I definitely like her work more as Fischl than I did in Nancy. Unfortunately, she's a good actress, but I think that the script was just so poor in Midnight in Salem that they were it was just like, okay, do whatever, just get it done. And I was like, it showed, but not because of her. I think it was because of the direction. What else? So it's gonna be really stupid of me. Do you guys remember at some point I mentioned that I enjoy looking up like dolls and stuff like Monster High or Ever After High and stuff like that, just because I like the designs or the stories for some of them. This really popular doll line that's out right now is called Rainbow High, and they have a web series on YouTube. And I did not realize how many Genshin VAs voice characters from Rainbow High. It is ridiculous. You have Zach Aguilar, the voice of Ether, voicing one of the characters. You have Laura Stahl, who's the voice of Barbara and Jinyan, voice like 3 to 4 characters in Rainbow High. The voice of Kuki Shinobu voices one of the main characters. There's the voice of Yoimiya voice acts the voice of, let's see if I can name them off the top of my head. There's the voice of Ether, Barbara and Jinyan, Yunjin, Kuki Shinobu, Toma, Yoimiya, Yeah, there's just a lot of them. Oh, the voice of Yenfei's in there too. So it's just a lot of different voice actresses that are in voice actors that are in this thing. It's wild. But that's why I like voice actor trivia so much, is that I can catch it and be like, oh my god, I know who that is, and then just, or look in the credits and be like, oh my god, I know who that is, and then just like show it off to friends later. So I'm like distracting myself from drawing, but there you have it, my weird trivia for voice actors. There was, I'm going back into it, I'm sorry. There was a voice actor. There was an old PS2 game of Neopets, and it was called Neopets the Darkest Fairy. Now, I ended up playing that game because I wasn't allowed to have a Neopets account, so I thought that the PS2 game would be a good alternative. Turns out the voice actor for Tor, the main guy character of the two, ended up going to voicing like a lot of different things. So especially like even main roles too. Like he's the main guy from Tiger and Bunny and like a bunch of other stuff too, which I think is really interesting. So good for him. Good for him. I'm so sorry I'm throwing all this stuff at you. But I think it's fun. I think it's fun to know that kind of stuff. Can I ask you a few questions about that subject? About like voice actor trivia then? As a little test? I mean, I don't feel comfortable being tested on my own stream, but you're welcome to ask the questions. Take it as an exam then. No, that's the same thing. That's the same thing. Just say you want to ask some questions. Who gives the voice to Puss in Boots in Shrek in English? I think he's the same throughout the whole thing, but it's Antonio Banderas. He's like a well-known actor, not just a voice actor. He's like a well-known actor. So, I'm right. That one was pretty easy, but I feel like they're gonna get tougher from here on out. Who gives the voice to Puss in Boots in Spanish? Is it also Antonio Banderas? Because doesn't he speak Spanish fluently too? I don't know. I never watched Shrek in Spanish. I wouldn't be able to tell you. That I don't know. Mostly my voice actor trivia kind of sticks with anime in terms of English and so English and Japanese. He's from Spain, and you are right. Ha ha! Phew! That's probably all I'm gonna get right. Who gives the voice of Goku in Latin America? Last one, but the worst. Don't tell me it's Antonio Banderas. Don't you dare tell me it is. No, he isn't. Okay. I don't know then, I'm sorry. Mario Castanien? No, I know the N is pronounced differently with the little tilde in front of it. Mario Castaneda? Castaneda, I think? I may have pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry. But I don't know who that is. I know I gotta not say sorry, but I don't know who that is. New. Castaneda? Okay. Alright. So, why is this one the worst then, Erkin? I'm curious now. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, my Latin American knowledge is not quite there. Sorry. Oh, I forgot the belt. Whoops. Ren is quite good, by the way. Oh, thank you! I guess all my Spanish classes didn't fully leave me. No, sorry, you don't need to know. But that last question was 90% of your final grade. No! Oh, man. It's time to go back to class, I guess. Let's see, what am I missing? Other than the jewelry. I didn't draw anything on this layer yet, did I? Okay. Okay, and then for the jewelry, I know which one's the darker one, which one's the lighter one, but I gave myself the weirdest jewelry imaginable. You know, every time I kind of like draw my VTuber model, it makes me wonder like what would have happened if I stuck with like original designs before I came up with this one. Because there was originally one where I was almost gonna make myself like base myself off of a Grimm's fairy tale, and that would have been Bearskin, which is one of my favorite fairy tales. So I was gonna loosely base my model off of the Bearskin story, and very, very loosely, mind you, but she was gonna originally be like a bear hybrid, so she was gonna have like little bear ears and everything, but then I like opted not to do that, and we got this instead, which I'm happy with, but it makes me wonder, like, what would have happened if I kept the bear design of all things? Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that old design. Yeah. Oh, you guys want to see it? Hold on. I'll open it up as a file so I won't have to. I think I have it saved on this computer. I switched computers because I originally had it on something else. But I think I moved it over here so we could see it. Can I open it with Krita? I can. So give it a second to look. That was original. That was one of the original designs that I was gonna make as a VTuber. So definitely completely different from what we got at the end. Again, I don't know what exactly prompted the change. Maybe the hair or the plaid terrified me, but that was like a rough sketch of what it was gonna be. And this is when I still had Metabang instead of Krita as software, and this was done on like my really old computer. Throwback Tuesdays, yeah. Maybe I might, I don't know. Maybe if I'm feeling like commissiony and I feel more comfortable making models, like, you know, making them to rig and things like that, maybe I might make her and, you know, give her away or something. Someone can, like, buy her, maybe. From emo vibes, teenager to emo. She was not emo. This is the whole point of what I was doing. So this is the whole point of the Bearskin story. So okay, the story of Bearskin is about this soldier that comes back from war, and no one is with his parents having passed away, and his brother's not willing to help him because they think he's not useful because he only knows how to fight because he's been in war for so long. He's left abandoned. So he ends up making a deal with this demon, and the demon's like, you are not allowed to bathe or clean or clip your toenails for like 7 years. So you're not allowed to clean yourself for 7 years. And so he's given this cloak of like endless money so that way he can actually survive. But what had happened was, you know, he ends up saving people, you know, giving to the poor. He's actually a genuinely like really nice character, especially compared to other fairy tale characters. He's like super nice. And so what happens is that he ends up finding love like somewhere in the middle. A woman is willing to marry him, but then he's like, well, I have like 4 more years left. Despite his grisly appearance, everyone just starts assuming that he's a bear because he's walking around with this bear-skinned cloak, and he's very messy, he's very dirty, and so a lot of people just think that he's a bear walking into the village, so a lot of people want to hurt him, or they shy away from him, or they run away from him because they think he's going to, like, kill him or something, maul him, because he looks like a bear. So he ends up finding love, and then he says, well, I have 4 more years left of this, so if you can wait for me, please do. And so then the woman does agree, and the reason why the woman agrees to marry him in the first place is because he gets her father out of debt, because he finds him like ready to like off himself in the hotel room next door that he was staying in. And so he saves him, gets him out of debt because he has like an endless amount of money coming out of this cloak that the demon gave him, so he could survive the 7 years by actually sleeping under roofs and stuff like that. And so he manages to actually finish the 7 years and survive, and so he gets the demon, and the demon lets him keep the cloak, so now he's like rich forever. And so then he ends up marrying the woman, and all of that is a very wholesome story, with like an actual like genuinely nice characters in it, and so it's one of my favorites. So originally this model is very, very loosely based off of that, because one, the cloak that the demon gives him is green, And so that's why she's wearing green. And instead of giving her like a grisly appearance, you know, she's just got like the resting bitch face kind of look. But she's also like part bear. So originally her story was like she was a bear that showed this sorcerer kindness, and so he allowed her to turn into this half-human form, and she starts learning the ways of the internet because she wants to meet new people, but she's worried that her appearance is going to like freak people out because she's got like this very stern, aggressive kind of face. And it didn't work out all that well. But then, you know, she finds, you know, and this is like the whole thing because I had no idea how streaming was going to work. So it was an excuse to make me have excuses for not knowing how to stream, basically. She actually had lore, believe it or not. And so that's where this design came from. Now for my current design, I had no idea where it came from, I'm sorry. It just was something new and fresh. And then my friends helped me out with the color. Because originally my model that I currently have right now was originally going to have different color palettes based on the seasons. So she was going to be extra colorful by having 4 different color palettes. And I had all the color palettes for like spring, fall, and winter. And then I got to summer. And I had no idea how to utilize summer colors in her. It just wasn't working at all. And so then I was like, okay, well, if I'm going in this direction, let's just take a 180 and go in the opposite direction entirely, where it's like all monochrome with pops of color instead. And so then one of my friends recommended the heterochromia, and so then I just rolled off of that by giving her like heterochromia likeness, like designs throughout the whole thing, which is, you know, why she has like red and blue on opposite ends of her streaks in her hair and the pants and even the tips of the shoes, the heels, the soles of the shoes. That's what I'm going for. And the very asymmetrical design of the cloak too, of the dress. So that's kind of the inspiration. So not nearly as like lore based compared to her. Oh yeah, and she originally had a name too. She was going to be Bernadette. So we were going to have something completely different if I stayed with that. So very forest themed, earthy tones, lots of browns, and now we got like this weird monochrome vaporwave mix with neon in it. So so there's your little history of me for the day. I'm gonna take a swig of water real quick. Yeah, so there you go. But I'm happy with how this model turned out. I'm not upset with it. But every now and then I start to think, like, God, what would have happened if I kept Bernadette? If I kept her instead and made her the face of everything. We could be having like a Bernadette chibi at this rate if we weren't careful. Okay, anyways. Tangent over. You don't like the idea, I'm reading this now, Erkin. You don't like the idea of calling her emo, but you didn't say anything about the emo vampire part. Listen, are you saying that this model looks like an emo vampire, or were you talking about Bernadette? Because those are 2 different things entirely. This one looks like an emo vampire. Yeah. That's definitely not the goal that I was looking for. But if I wanted to go for a vampire look, I would definitely go for a more Victorian, historical kind of attire. I know that's like cliche, but it's done for a reason, okay? I like it. I like the old Victorian. I like the Gothic Lolita look. So like the A line silhouette. I love that look. I love it. And that's kind of what Bernadette had a bit. So I was originally going to keep that, but then I thought, well, we'll give it some kind of modern look. Mostly for Carmilla, the book. Oh, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. But yeah, maybe I'll start working on VTuber models or something. Ooh. Uh-oh. It froze on me. Give it a second. Did I do it again by accident? I didn't hit anything. Please tell me you didn't corrupt it again. I don't know! It just froze on me. I didn't hit any button on my pen. I might have. I wonder if I can open it up again. Hang on. That's so weird. I didn't hit any button. That's the weird part. Okay, where's my stuff? Where's my Coda files? There they are. Well, it opens just fine. Ah. Okay. Yeah, I think the same thing happened. That's so weird. I didn't hit any button. You can see it working its magic at the bottom there, but look how long it's taking. Ha! It broke. Hang on. No, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. I didn't hit any button this time. What happened? That's so strange. I wonder if it's a CPU thing, because all of a sudden my CPU just shot up out of nowhere. I'm taking a look at the file that it recovered. Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't hit any button this time around, so I'm not sure what happened. But let me get it back to full screen here. The good news is that, okay, well, the bad news is that it did critter crashed, but the file didn't necessarily corrupt. It just went to the last save. So the good news is that it's just the sleeve that we're missing. So I'll just get back to that after, you know, doing some stuff. So give it a second while I get all my stuff again. Boop. Sorry about that, guys, but at least it didn't like, delete the whole amount of coloring, which is good. Whoops. However, I am painting on the wrong layer, so... Sorry, guys! I told you, I'm telling you, you guys are just here for the hot mess, aren't you? Say sorry too much. I know, but... I mean, how can I not feel bad for making you guys sit and watch the same thing over and over again? That is not what I am here to do. It's okay, don't worry. Alright, thankfully it was just the one sleeve, so that's good at the very least. Ugh, I gotta furrow my brows a bit. I didn't realize that my eyebrows were, like, high up. Are you here to watch your drawing? Or for the streamer? I don't know, what are you guys here for? I hope it would be for both. Here's a clue. Right now, there's a lot of people drawing. Hey, I'm just glad that you guys are... You know, I'm just glad that you guys don't mind too much. So, thank you for bearing with me while I have more stream issues than your average individual. Okay, so then what we'll do is lower the opacity. I wonder if I should lower it more. Oh, at 32. There we go. And then we gotta get the hearts! So I'm thinking we'll have the big red one. Yeah. And then I'll use the 2 blues for the other 2. Excuse me.
Don't worry, I'll fix that line that's stuck in there. Alright, cool. So I think that's it for the color. Let's see. I think I might switch the music a little bit, just so we don't get too repetitive for demo. There we go. I have Pretzel Rocks open right now. Let's see if it'll still play. It's very quiet. Let's see if I get muted again. Okay, now I know my model doesn't really have it, but in terms of alpha lines, I'm going to, whoops. Mess around with some. Oh yeah, and I forgot I still need to add the blush on her. Well, quote-unquote blush. I have no idea how we're gonna make this work. I am gonna open up my model real quick. Give me 1 second. No, it'd still be in the Krita art files. Okay. That's what I thought. I'll fix that. Do you see that? What in the world is happening with the eye? What in the world is this song?
and cheat just a little bit to get that colored in. Why is it not filling it in all the way? Okay, there's the little hearts. I don't really think there's much else I can do with the line art without. I guess I can take some. There we go. Okay, now we should be done. Oh yeah, the blush. Hang on. We're not done yet. Get just a tad lighter. Oh yeah, and I forgot that we need to do this stuff as well.
We're not done yet. Okay. Famous last words. We're not done yet. Missed a lot on the wristbands. Okay. Now I think I'm done. Until I start shading and adding shine and all that jazz. But for now, I think we're done. I'm really happy with this turned out. I'm glad we got it almost done. So, yeah. So once I finish up the Genshin art and finish up this, I'll post them to Twitter and all that jazz. Maybe add a signature to the Valentine's Day one that I made. And send that over too. But I think for now, did I lose my music? No, it's coming back. I think for now, we are done. So once I do the shading and everything later, we should be good to go. So a little quicker stream than normal, but again, I still got some stuff to do. Woohoo! Woohoo indeed. So once I finish up that, so cute! Thank you! So like I said, I'll post them on Twitter once I'm done with it and everything, so. But for now, I think that's it. So let me do some stuff here real quick. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that should be it. So my model's kind of freaking out a little bit because it's been in that setting for too long. I gotta recalibrate the face. The eyebrows want to like droop down a little bit. So bye-bye everyone. Have a good night. Yeah, Erkin, thank you for staying. You have a good night too. And I hope everyone has a good night. And I hope to see you guys Thursday while I play some Nancy Drew. And on Friday when we try out a new game called No Straight Roads. So that one's going to be a lot of fun, I feel. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. And I'll see you then. I don't really have too much else to say, so I hope to see you guys then. I hope you have a good night. Have a happy Valentine's Day, and I'll see you later. So, bye-bye.